my emotions probably hold me back the most in Valorant. But what if I could train my mental to the point where I could break the cycle before I got too deep into it? This game was real proof about how mental resilience is trainable. I didn't just magically aim better, I changed how I handled the frustration. And that is what helped me turn it around. Hi, I'm Gloria, and this is week 9 of applying a growth mindset to Valorant. Dopai had a lecture last week on how to get good mental, and if you want access to it, you should join the dojo. There's a lot of helpful resources there to get better as a player. So basically, he talked about this idea of keeping a mental game journal to better understand and be aware of how specific situations affect our emotions, which also affect our thoughts, which affect our actions. It made me reflect on my own gameplay and made me realize how much of an emotional player I was, and how constantly triggered I get by like different scenarios, and how much of my actions are actually based off of my emotions. Although I didn't put this learning into action yet, this mental game framework was in the back of my mind while I played this game as Brim on Lotus. For context, last act I had a 77% win rate as Brim on Lotus, so I felt fairly confident going into this comp game because I had a pretty good game plan, at least on defense. I didn't understand this at the time, but while making this video, I noticed I was emotionally triggered from round 1. We didn't have any comms and my team got stuck outside the aiming choke point on pistol round, and I looked so confused here because I was trying to understand like what my teammates were doing and also what I should do based on the information I had.
Smoke down.
Spike down A.
What happened?
After I committed to going B, I planted the bomb and died to 2 people who swung me from broken door. I was really annoyed at myself for not aiming at their heads and felt really bad because it felt like I just took a bad duel in a bad position. Also, I was even more annoyed of my teammates' positioning and how they didn't trade me even though we could literally hear people broken door for like a few seconds. This was only the first round and I was already emotional triggered about like 5 times because no comms, my teammates were indecisive, I planted the bomb in a bad spot, I whiffed my shots, my teammates' positioning made no sense to me. In round 2, my teammate called for a fast B hit, which I was happy about because he made a call. We made it onto site with no problem, and I decided to follow my raise and hold from inside the smoke for post plant. I was not even close to killing or hitting either of these people running onto site, and I had another emotional reaction of frustration, which made me think like, fuck, I should have followed my raise here because my angle was bad and I should have bought a shorty instead of a classic, and I should have right-clicked instead of left-click, and why did I play it like that? And yeah, I was spiraling. By round 8, I still only had 1 kill, so I was pretty deep in this emotional spiral. But while watching my teammates play the rest of the round, I suddenly remembered the framework I learned from Dopai and literally said the words, "I'm tilted because I got shot right out in the open." Ooh, nice.
Player standing.
Yeah, I'm tilted because I got shot right out in the open. And this helped bring awareness to what I was feeling. I said it in such a silly way, but like this was literally the first step. This was the beginning. And it was a simple act of saying those words that shifted my mindset from self-criticism to problem solving. After I said those words, a whole new set of thoughts came flooding in. Thoughts like, it's natural for me to be annoyed at myself for peeking into multiple angles like that. I'll be more conscious of it in the next round. After that, I only had one thing to focus on, to not peek into multiple angles at once. I thought to myself, like, how can I position myself better as a second or third entry? How can I learn to bait better? Because to be honest, my first death count on attack was so crazy high at this point. So I went into the next round with this in mind, and my raise satchels into C site, and by instinct I run because I want to be able to trade my raise, because honestly I hate how slow my teammates can be sometimes when I'm playing entry. And to be fair, I was looking at the minimap the entire time until I needed to exit the smoke. But what I didn't realize is that my raise did not look to the right. So I was not expecting 2 people to be holding me from the right side, and I died from a freaking sheriff. I verbally reacted, oh my god, because I had just told myself that I would position myself better, and yet I died in the same way I said I wouldn't. Like, holy shit, why is this happening to me again? But instead of going down this spiral, I tried to continue my mental tilt journal and thought, Okay, I'm tilted because I was the first one to die again. And I ran into the open without realizing anyone would be there. And my train of thought just like continued. Thoughts like, it's actually so valid that I would be tilted from this because of everything that I've been through until this point. And like, okay, again, I threw myself out there without proper awareness, but that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Next round, next round, next round. For sure, the next round. I'm gonna be more aware, I'm gonna position myself better, and I'm gonna get a kill. And these were the thoughts that were triggered by just calling out why I was tilted. After my teammate won the round, I verbally said nice because I wanted to do the same things I would as if I had good mental. Even though I felt like I couldn't talk in voice chat, it still helped me to say the things I normally would when I was top fragging and winning, even if it was just to myself. At the start of round 9, I first purchased a bulldog and then thought, wait, if I use a guardian, then I think I might actually be a little bit more methodical with how I clear. Even though I feel like I can't tap anyone's head right now, I feel like maybe it's even more important for me to buy a guardian because I associate bulldog with spraying, and I felt like maybe I was setting myself up for failure if I bought another bulldog. I bought a guardian to embody this sense of confidence that I aspired to have. But thankfully my teammate killed someone and I ended up grabbing a vandal anyway, so it didn't matter in the end, but it helped my mental. So my teammates all went through tree and I decided to ult back site, and I ended up getting 2 more kills from my ult. And then I got a 3rd kill with my gun and I was like, holy shit, I think I just won us that round. And you can imagine how much I was spiraling because right after that, I was emotionally triggered again because I thought, damn, I can't believe most of my kills are from my ult right now. Like, I can't even shoot people. And I started to feel myself feeling bad about like killing people with my ult, which is crazy. But I quickly caught that negativity and thought like, it's okay. That was a good ult. I won us around. Now I'm only a few kills away from not being at the bottom of the leaderboard. I got this. In the next round, I was determined to get 1 more kill, but I was confused again with how we were playing on attack, and I decided to run like an idiot to revolving door from B main, and Cypher just literally headshots me through the smoke. I had an insta emotional reaction, like honestly even my teammates reacted. It was so tilting getting headshot through a smoke, but recognizing that, I thought, okay, like I shouldn't have ran. It's obvious to spray if you hear where someone's footsteps are. It makes sense that I died like that, to be honest. Next time, I will not run when I think someone is hiding in a smoke. I went through this thought process and it helped me resolve a lot of these emotions before the next round. Like I even typed in chat like I shouldn't have run like that. And honestly, I was just able to move on. Our team ended up getting fucked on our last attack round and I wasn't able to get any other kills on attack. Despite this, I looked at the scoreboard and thought, okay, I know how to get my 1s and sometimes even 2s on defense. I'm gonna catch up to this Reina that's just above me. I was really proud of myself because despite my score, I was still calming. On pistol round, I asked my teammates if they wanted the deep smoke and that I would break the door. Basic comms just helped me feel like a sense of normal. Otherwise, I knew I would just feel even worse if I didn't calm. I ended up dying really stupidly on pistol round and was again annoyed at myself, but I just told myself it's okay. I love eco round on Lotus because if I make the right read, I can get 1 or 2 with the shorty. I ended up making the wrong read, but my awareness of B main lurks is pretty good on Lotus. And wait, actually, dude, I watched this clip and I was so impressed with myself after watching it. Well, kind of. I think I heard a footstep and I wasn't sure if I was Mound or B main, so I was extra cautious with how I rotated. I killed this Cypher with a freaking classic and my ego was so boosted from this. In the next round, I had a Vandal, so I was eager to take this position in B main where I can usually get 1 or even 2 and then get out. I ended up dying on retake, but it was okay because I killed one of their best players that round and I kept thinking to myself, I got 1, like all I need is 1. I actually continued to get my 1s for the next few rounds. I was confident with the angles I played on Lotus defense, and even though I was scared, I continued to play how I normally would if I were top fragging. I even ended up getting a 3k this round, but lost the clutch.
Down you go.
Nice kills.
Last player standing. 1 enemy remaining.
Oh.
Nice. Right.
I did that thing where I panic and hold the bomb defuse when instead I should tap it and wait for the enemy to swing me. With the way I played it here, it's like I was saying I give up, and I instantly regretted it after. I felt another emotional reaction like immediately, and I knew people were watching me like awkwardly spray the Omen and the Waylay who wasn't even looking at me. But I thought to myself like, it's okay, I feel bad for spraying, but I ended up landing the shots, which is what's more important. I did the physiological side that Huberman and Dopai emphasized, and thought about how I movemented the gecko, so overall that was a good round because finally after 20 freaking rounds, I wasn't bottom fragging. Low-key, I knew that a lot of my kills were not impactful kills, but that's obviously not a helpful thought for someone who is emotionally spiraling. In this case, I was kind of thinking that these were impact kills for my mental. The game was now 10 to 12, and how I played this round mattered a lot, because it's either we continue playing or we lose. I made an informed guess that they would come A this round and tried to get as many as I could. The enemy team is kind of crazy for running like that through the smoke, so I ended up getting 2 by spraying a little crazily. I was planning to ult the plant, but I was honestly too panicked to realize how late I was to stop the plant. So it wasn't a great ult, but regardless, I was still happy because I was able to get 2 by myself on defense and felt like I had helped my teammates out that round. The game was now 12-12 and I was determined to win this game. This felt like a crazy mental comeback for myself, and we were on attack again. The side where I literally had 4 kills all half. But honestly, that didn't matter anymore. I just needed to focus on trading my teammates and my positioning, and I finally got 2 more kills on attack during overtime. In the next round, I decided to play A again because it felt like my impact would be the highest there since the enemy team barely went B on defense other than to lurk. Also, Cypher had C site, so it just made the most sense for me to play on A. I changed up my positioning now that they knew I like to play inside my smoke and watch the A main smoke instead. I think the Cypher cage actually helped me play here, and honestly, I could have gotten 2 or even 3 if I wasn't trying to freaking calm while I was fighting. My teammate ended up clutching the round and we ended up winning this game, and I ended up second on my team's scoreboard. I was so hyped that I came back from 1 kill to second frag this game. After about 9 rounds, instead of dwelling on my mistakes, I caught my negativity and redirected it, going from reactive to intentional. Some takeaways from this game that I wanted to point out and honestly save for myself for later are: number 1, knowing how to get your ones is so freaking important. I know how to get my ones on defense on Lotus, but I do not know how to get them on attack as seen in this game. It's gonna take a lot of effort to get there, but it's gonna be so worthwhile if I can do this for every map. Number 2, use little techniques to break out of the emotional spiral. After each round, I can say I feel X emotion because of Y, to take a more objective view of the situation. There's something about calling out the emotion and taking a step back from it and like justifying the emotion that helps me break out of actually feeling the emotion. It's natural to feel emotions, and it's okay that I feel them. Like, I can't control that, but I can control my behavior and my actions that follow my emotions. Another technique to break the emotional spiral is using the physiological side. Dopai really emphasized this in his lecture, and he said that it really helped him when he was grinding. I used to do this while presenting in work meetings because I got really anxious during those meetings, but I had never thought to do it for Valorant, and it freaking works. Number 3, have a winning mindset no matter what. Just because you don't have any kills doesn't mean that you have to end with no kills. I'm slowly starting to notice the patterns that lead me to playing worse and worse. If I start the game off bad and I'm bottom fragging, I usually stop calming, even giving basic calm info. I start to feel bad about myself and feel like I'm useless and feel awkward even talking in voice comms. But if I keep not calming, then I'm literally feeding into the negativity and setting myself up for failure. I need to keep the mentality I have when I'm playing well. I sometimes make calls, I give all the info comms that I can, I say nice try or nice round after every round. Even if I'm just saying it to myself, that mentality makes a big difference. Even if I'm at the bottom, I desperately need to keep the mindset of when I'm winning. Number 4 is to continue to take smart risks. I think it's easy to start playing scared when you're bottom fragging, and honestly, it's the easier thing to do to start baiting your teammates, like more and more. But the harder thing and the more rewarding thing is to take calculated risks to catch the enemy off guard. Knowing that the enemy couldn't take C-site on Lotus the last round, and knowing that they never hard pushed B, I took a calculated gamble that they would go A and played on site alone in my smoke with the Phantom. I could have easily played stairs, got smoked off, and then waited for my team to play retake with them. But instead, I set my team up even more for success by catching the enemy off guard and getting 2 kills in my smoke. I wanted to break down this game because it honestly felt like a mental breakthrough for me. I didn't want to move on and sit and hope that I would just continue this behavior because, to be honest, my emotions probably hold me back the most in Valorant. But what if I could train my mental to the point where I could break the cycle before I got too deep into it? This game was real proof about how mental resilience is trainable. I didn't just magically aim better, I changed how I handled the frustration, and that is what helped me turn it around. I'm gonna start doing the post-game mental game journal moving forward and see where that takes me. My emotional awareness level is gonna be higher than it's ever been, and I'm pretty excited about it. Also, thank you for 1,000 subs! I'm so genuinely happy that my content is resonating with you. So yeah, thanks. And okay, I will see you next week. Bye!